blast kicks up on the sunburned road. Wheels hum a tune that only we know. Olive trees sway and nod their hello. Andalusia's calling, we go, we go. Córdoba whispers, Granada sings. The air is heavy with ancient things. 1,000 stories in the walls we see. Andalusian highways set us free. Moorish arches and echoes of gold. In Cordoba's heart the past feels bold. The Mezquita glows, secrets retold. Tapas on the table.
We only stopped briefly in the city of Badajoz on our trip, so we didn't have enough time to explore it thoroughly. Nevertheless, here are a few highlights. Visit the imposing Cathedral of San Juan with its fortified exterior. Take a stroll past the Alcazaba, one of Europe's largest Arab fortresses. At the colorful Plaza Alta, experience the blend of Moorish and Spanish influences. Finally, cross the old bridge over the river to enjoy a stunning panorama of the city. The next morning, we continued our journey towards Córdoba. Situated in the heart of Andalusia, Córdoba was once one of the most important cities in the world. In the 10th century, it was the capital of the Islamic Caliphate of Al-Andalus and a center of science, art, and philosophy. While the rest of Europe was in the Middle Ages, Córdoba flourished as a multicultural metropolis where Muslims, Jews, and Christians lived together relatively peacefully. But what is Córdoba's symbol? Undoubtedly the Mezquita-Catedral. Originally built as a mosque by Abd al-Rahman in 784 AD, the structure was extended over several generations. Inside, visitors will find a forest of red and white arches and elegant columns, creating an atmosphere that instantly transports them back to the time of the Caliphate. Following the Christian reconquest in 1236, the mosque was converted into a cathedral. At the heart of the building, right in the middle of the Islamic structure, a Renaissance chapel was erected. The result? A unique interplay of cultures and styles. Nowhere else in the world will you find such an architectural wonder. Our second day in Córdoba started quietly. We walked from our hotel towards the greenery of the Juan Carlos Park, which was a lovely way to start the morning. The shady paths and singing birds were a perfect warm-up for what was to come. We continued on to the Alcázar de los Reyes Cristianos, the former palace of the Catholic kings. We climbed the tower here and were treated to stunning views of the city, as well as of Córdoba Equestre, where the famous Andalusian horses performed their elegant shows. We then wandered through the Alcázar's gardens. These sprawling gardens of the Alcázar de los Reyes Cristianos are a blend of Moorish and Renaissance styles. As you stroll through them, you will pass long water basins, orange trees, rose gardens, and ornate fountains. Next, we walked to one of Córdoba's most famous landmarks, the Puente Romano, the Roman bridge that has spanned the Guadalquivir for centuries. The bridge has 16 arches and has undergone several restorations, but its Roman foundations remain intact. At one end stands the ancient defense tower, the Torre de la Calahorra, and at the other is the gateway to the Mezquita. Walking across the bridge offers great views of the historic center, particularly at sunrise or sunset. After a short wander through the old city centre, we arrived at the iconic Calleja de las Flores, or Flower Street. This narrow alleyway is full of flowers and offers a beautiful view of the Mezquita Tower at the end. Small, but magical. Time for lunch. We sat down in the medieval-feeling Plaza del Potro Square, a charming, triangular square in the heart of Córdoba. It gets its name from the fountain with a foal statue. Potro means foal in Spanish. Cervantes even mentioned this place in Don Quixote. Nowadays, it's a quiet, atmospheric place to relax or have lunch, as we did at Taberna El Lucono. After lunch, we wanted to visit the Palacio de Viana, which is renowned for its 12 magnificent patios. Unfortunately, it was already closed. Make sure to visit it before noon, as it closes early. We continued our tour to the cozy Plaza de la Corredera. With its colourful arcades, it is reminiscent of Madrid's Plaza Mayor. Bullfights and markets used to be held here. Today, it is a bustling square surrounded by colourful facades and arcades, perfect for enjoying a drink or watching the world go by. Next, we passed the remains of the Temple of the Romans, an impressive relic of ancient Roman Córdoba located right in the heart of the city. We ended our day in the Plaza de Colón, where the imposing Palacio de la Merced dominates the skyline. By now, the temperature had reached almost 40 degrees, so it was time to relax after this busy but beautiful day. After a refreshing swim, we enjoyed our last evening in Córdoba. Tomorrow, we have a long drive ahead of us to Andalusia's next gem, the city of Granada. We said goodbye to Córdoba and continued our journey to the next jewel in Andalusia's crown. En route to Granada, we passed through the province of Jaen. The landscape is dominated entirely by endless rows of olive trees stretching as far as the eye can see. The region is renowned worldwide as the olive oil capital. It is home to the world's largest contiguous area of olive groves, with an estimated 60 million trees. Near the city of Jaen stands a castle that we, as castle buffs, of course could not pass by. Santa Catalina Castle dominates the city's skyline. This triangular castle features 5 square towers and a pentagonal tower at each corner. Visitors can enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of the surrounding olive groves and mountains. During the Islamic period from the 8th to the 10th century, Muslims constructed a fortress here as part of Al-Andalus. During the Christian reconquest in 1246, according to legend, King Ferdinand III besieged Jaen. When he was about to lift the siege, Santa Catalina of Alexandria appeared to him in a dream and showed him the keys to the city. She told him that if he continued the siege, he would eventually conquer the city. The day after this revelation, the Muslim King Alamar surrendered the fortress and with it the city to the Christian troops. King Ferdinand III was so grateful that St. Catherine was declared the city's patron saint, naming the newly conquered fort Santa Catalina. From the cross, you can see the old town and its monuments, including the Renaissance Cathedral, the Plaza de Toros and the Seminario Diocesano. Granada, located at the foot of the Sierra Nevada in Andalusia, is most famous for the Alhambra, one of the finest examples of Islamic art and architecture in Europe. From 711 to 1492, the city was under Islamic rule, becoming the capital of the emirate in 1238. In 1492, the city came under Catholic rule, which also marked the end of Islamic Spain. The Alhambra is undoubtedly the highlight of a visit to Granada and is one of the finest examples of Islamic architecture in Europe. Reflecting a blend of Islamic and Christian influences, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A visit to the Alhambra is an experience not to be missed. Booking a ticket well in advance is essential, and I would strongly recommend a guided tour to really get the most of it. The entire complex consists of three main sections. Firstly, there is the military area, which includes the fortress. Then there are the royal palaces. The Nasrid palaces feature sophisticated Arabic art, including mosaics, calligraphy, and geometric patterns. The Lion Court is the most famous courtyard in the Alhambra. In the center stands a fountain supported by 12 marble lions, each with a unique appearance. Surrounding it are slender columns, graceful arches, and beautiful Arabic decorations. Finally, there are the palace gardens. The general life, the summer palace, is set in beautiful gardens full of flowers and fountains. And that brings our day at the Alhambra to a close. Definitely one of the highlights of this trip. Besides the Alhambra, there are, of course, other things to discover. Lose yourself in the narrow, winding streets of the old Moorish quarter. Visit the various miradors, or viewpoints, which offer iconic vistas of the Alhambra and the snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada beyond. The most famous of these is the Mirador de San Nicolas. Another lesser-known masterpiece is the Monastery of San Geronimo. This Renaissance gem features intricate architecture and a beautiful cloister. If you're up for a brisk walk, you can walk to Sacromonte. It is a traditional district of Granada located on a hill opposite the Alhambra. Here you can visit the Abbey of Sacromonte, a monastic complex from the 17th century. It contains underground catacombs where, according to tradition, Granada's first Christian martyrs were buried. The abbey boasts stunning vistas of the city, the Alhambra, and the Sierra Nevada. Sacromonte is best known for its white cave dwellings, which are carved into the mountain, and for being the birthplace of the Zambra flamenca. Although it requires a bit of a climb, a visit to the Museo Cuevas del Sacromonte is well worth it. Here, you can see how people lived and worked in these caves, and learn about the origins of flamenco and the cultural impact of the Gitanos, or Gypsies, on this world-famous dance. we returned to the city centre to enjoy our last evening in a typical tapas bar. After 3 days in Granada, it was time to continue our trip. The next logical step would be to travel on to Seville, the third jewel in Andalusia's crown. However, we had already visited this beautiful city. For those who want to find out more, I have included a link to our travel report in the description. Today, we are therefore driving to Carmona, a small, charming town near Seville that is sometimes called the gateway to Seville. You can take that literally because one of the town's highlights is the port of Seville. This old fortified gateway and citadel combines Tartessian, Carthaginian, Roman, and Islamic influences. We spent some time exploring and enjoyed sights such as the Lion Fountain with the beautiful promenade in the background. Another sight is the imposing San Pedro Church. However, as it was such a hot day, we decided to take it easy. We enjoyed the Plaza de San Fernando, also known as the Plaza de Araba. This plaza, which is the site of the old Roman Forum, is now a popular meeting place surrounded by charming squares, bars, and shops. We found a cozy bar and spent the rest of the afternoon watching the world go by, while enjoying some nice food and drink. The next day, we left vibrant Spain behind and headed for the Portuguese Algarve. To make this transition a little more spectacular, we decided to cross the Guadiana River by zipline. Starting in Sanlúcar de Guadiana in Spain, the zipline crosses the Guadiana River to Alcatim in Portugal, and is the world's first cross-border zipline. Spanning 720 meters, it connects the two countries, while flying over the river at speeds between 70 and 80 kilometers per hour. You literally fly through time as you gain an hour, due to the time zone difference between the two countries. It's an adrenaline rush that we can only recommend, unless of course, you suffer from vertigo. You can find more information via the link on the screen and in the description. In our next episode, we will continue our journey from Alhambra, a coastal town in Portugal's Algarve region, to several other coastal towns along the Atlantic coast of the Alentejo region. We hope you will join us again for this tour of Portugal and Spain.